This is how Jeff Bezos became so successful. His fundamentals came from Sam Walton, and Sam Walton is the founder and CEO of Walmart, and he was able to go from 0 to $140 billion in net worth with his whole family combined, based on Forbes. Let me emphasize, this is a combined net worth of all his family members. It adds up to 140 billion. He personally, helped his whole family. He was the head of the Walton family and was able to sort of accumulate this network throughout his family. So he deserves quite a lot of credit. And you guys are going to see today how majority of Sam Walton's fundamentals is what Jeff Bezos emphasizes with Amazon in today's time. And that's basically how Jeff Bezos became so big. It is mandatory for every single executive in Amazon to go ahead and read Sam Walton's book. And that's why Sam Walton is a very important figure that I spent some time studying, and I'm going to give you guys all the golden nuggets that I learned in today's video. Before we get into today's video, let's start by announcing last video's winners for $1,000 worth of courses, consulting courses with me. The winner's here. If you guys want to qualify, all you have to do is drop a comment below, follow me on Instagram, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll be picking the best comment every single video. Other than that, let's get right into today's video. Sam Walton, 0 to 140 billion, Walmart. One of the biggest thing is Sam really values money. Sam owns 18 private airplanes and he's never bought any of them brand new. Walmart only bought its first private jet when it was making $40 billion in annual revenue, having stores all over the world. So most people would want to get a private jet as soon as possible. He waited until they were making $40 billion. That's crazy. Sam Walton's biggest goal was to help customers save money. For example, if a supplier sold 12 socks for $2.50, he'll go ahead and sell 3 socks for $1, and that's how it would profit. Now, if he was able to go ahead and bargain and get a supply B that would sell the sock for $2, rather than keeping the price the same at 3 socks for $1, he would then sell them at 4 socks for $1, giving the customer that discount that he just earned. So most people would take that extra 50 cents and just put it into their pocket, but no, he lowered the price for his customers and gave them more value. So he would find a cheaper supplier and carry that discount over to his customers. Next, pricing strategy. So let's say he bought something for $1, the average store sold it for $2, which led to 100 units sold at $200 in revenue. What Sam did and his store did was he would sell it for $1.50, and it would lead to 300 units being sold just because there'll be a more volume of customers due to the lower price, and as a result, the revenue would be $450. See how you could actually lower your price and go off volume and get more sales? That's what Sam Walton did. So yes, lowering your price will cut into your profits, but you'll win with increased volume. And another thing is the power of stacking. Rather than selling something for 25 cents per unit, which a lot of stores did, he would go ahead and bundle 5 for $1, which yes, he'll be making less money per unit at 23 cents per unit, but he would be able to make more profit because now the person is forced to buy 5 in that bundle. So this is the power of stacking. You would decrease your profit, but stack it in a way where you get more money with volume. So these are some of the crazy genius pricing strategies I was able to learn from him. Next, the power of low prices. You can attract people miles away into a dingy warehouse, and what he would use is an old Coca-Cola bottling plant with just low prices. So 1, he'll get much cheaper rent costs. 2, there'll be much more space in the store. And 3, people would still come because the prices were that low. So that's the importance of having low pricing. Forgot to do the green screen. Activate green screen. Forgot to put in the green screen. This is going to help you guys see the screen more often, and my editor will be able to make cool sort of edits in the background, just because I want you guys to have a entertaining experience, as well as I don't want to be covering the PowerPoint where you guys can't see what I've written. This is the things I do to just give you guys the best experience possible and watch my videos. So please subscribe, please hit the like button, help me with that. Next is trends. Sam Walton loved to experiment. He would literally try popcorn stands in front of his stores to see if he could attract more people, try ice cream stands, rearrange his store in many different ways to find the most optimal way to give the customer the best experience and have more revenue and volume come in and out of his stores. So he just kept optimizing. Next, He loved swimming upstream. The best opportunities have been created out of necessity with low funding in small communities. And that's sort of like the mindset I've taken on. Like, I want to be able to thrive in a recession, thrive in a pandemic, because if I'm able to swim upstream when the current is in my direction, I'm just going to be sprinting. So that's another interesting thing. He embraces the upstream swimming. Next, he loves to push employees. If they say something might take 90 days minimum, he'll be like, you got 60 days. This is something that I've seen Steve Jobs do as well. And lastly, when he lost, he would compliment the other person for their amazing play. You know, you've played marvelously. He wouldn't be salty about it. The next important thing is he stays humble and he does not live lavishly. Not like these dropshipping kids with supercars. When you go ahead and start living lavishly, it leads to you losing touch when it comes to serving the customers. A lot of these so-called gurus, when they go ahead and have this lavish lifestyle, they lose their touch when it comes to helping and providing value to the community. Next, it is not fair to fly coach and expect your employees to fly commercial, because it will build resentment in your whole team. So you have to basically do what your whole team does. If you fly coach, then you should put your whole team on coach. That's only fair. Next, one of his traits. When they got big, they were able to obtain leverage. And Sam would really utilize and double down on this leverage. So what would happen is he would decline any sort of bonuses or add-ons that these suppliers might offer. Like they might offer, hey, we'll deliver it to you at an extra cost. Hey, we'll package it at an extra cost. No, he'll say, our trucks will pick it up at your warehouse. What is your best price? Then they might say, hey, our best price is $1. Then he'll reply, fine, I'll consider it, but I'm going to go to your competitor. And if he says 90 cents, he's going to get the business. So make sure $1 is your best price. Now you can only do this once you have leverage, because if you do this without leverage, you're just going to look like a dick and no one's going to want to work with you. But that's pretty smart. That's a very strong argument. Like that really would push you to get the best price. And the next thing is Sam Walton loves competition. He thrives on it and he thanks it. Like he loves his competitors because he knows that they push him to be better. So he appreciates them, which is pretty crazy. That's a good perspective. Lastly, this was very amazing. Sam would show up to the driver's break room, because Walmart has a lot of truck drivers, at 4 a.m. with a bunch of donuts and just sit there for a couple of hours just talking to them. And he said that by doing this, he was able to get a lot of authentic feedback and ideas, because he found that these truck drivers were pretty open and they'll just sort of tell them what they thought. And he knew that drivers were an important part of the company, so as a result, he really took care of them by doing this. Lastly, his goal was to offer the most promises at the least amount of value. Basically offer the customers as much as possible for the lowest price. So these are a few lessons that he learned throughout his years. 1, he would only do 99-year-long leases only, because if you build a successful store on a 5-year lease, after the 5 years, the owners of that store have control of what they can go ahead and do. What that would result to is if they see you have this successful, thriving business, they're most likely going to increase the cost of the rent, either kick you out, take over the store, etc. So you only want to either buy the place you want to work at or do 99-year-long leases. Next, employing. This is very, very important, and I learned a lot when it comes to employing just by reading his book. Always offering a percentage of the profit is always more enticing. So you always want to do that. For example, me and my editor Sven, he gets like nearly all my YouTube revenue. All my YouTube revenue goes straight to him, and that's why he's incentivized to help me grow my channel together. And that's sort of what I did. As Walmart grew, they'll start offering limited partners. For example, if $50,000 was invested into a store, managers could invest a maximum of $1,000 to own 2% of that store. He would hire people in the field. For example, if he needed managers, he would go ahead and poach managers in Target, Kmart, and find people that are already known in that skill, because it will be much easier to train. Next, Sam would think long term and only hire people that he thought could go forward with him. So he hired based on long term thinking, which is amazing. Next, employees that worked over a year plus with 1,000 hours plus was allowed for company profit sharing. Like this was revolutionary. Like he allowed employees to get a profit of what the company earned. So now they're incentivized to help the company. On average, 6% of wages was contributed to profit sharing. Like there's stories of people leaving Walmart after 15, 20 years with $2 million in their profit sharing account. The next tip, this is pretty smart as well. If shrinkage, which means stealing and theft, whether it's customers or employees, was below the company average, every associate would be given a $200 bonus, just because they probably saved more than $200 per employee when they decrease the stealing rate. So he would always find ways to give increased savings back to employees. To act like a real partnership, associates would get to know their store's profit, purchases, sales, markdowns on a regular basis. For example, Sven, my editor, who is a partner in my company, he has access to all our analytics, profits, revenue. He knows everything when it comes to my YouTube channel, and that's why we're able to sort of create and give you guys so much good content. I'm able to go ahead and film amazing content. He's able to actively make better and better edits because he's a partner in this company. He's not just a regular editor, he's a partner in my company, and that's sort of why we're able to just keep giving you guys better and better content day in, day out. He would sponsor 70 scholarships of $6,000 each, of $6,000 per year for children of Walmart associates. Super smart. He would give scholarships to his employees' students. Genius. Next, executives were always paid less than the industry standards, but they were always rewarded with stock bonuses and other incentives that was directly related to the company's performance. And that's sort of how you really incentivize executives, where if they made the company better, they'll get more money. If they did not, they'll get paid less. Next, company tricks. Every week, all stores had to send in sales reports, plus send in their best-selling item. Imagine if you had 50 different stores around the country telling you what their best-selling item was. Game changer. Imagine if you're doing drop shipping and you have 50 stores and you have all their data and you knew what the best-selling products was, you'll be able to kill it. And that's exactly what he enforced his companies and stores to do. Next, he would allow his managers to freely try random things. He wanted people to test and optimize. For example, Phil, one of his store managers, wanted to create a detergent promotion. So as a result, he was able to get a great deal, having to purchase a bulk amount of detergent. And what happened was he ended up having to purchase 3,500 units, and it literally took up a whole aisle across the back of the store. A lot of companies would have fired Phil for doing such crazy things. Sam encouraged it and was happy that Phil did something this crazy. Next, another cool trick he did was he would build stores around big cities, pretty far out, and would wait for the growth to come to them. Rather than sort of build a store in the heart of the city where the rent would be insanely expensive, he went further out and wait for the city to grow out. Pretty smart. Next is company culture. Once a week, all managers came together to critique their shelves. Managers should also check their surrounding competition, not only look for the bad things in their competitive stores and competition, but also look for the good things that their competitors are doing. Sam would literally stop at every single Kmart he went by and passed and check it out. And all his employees, he calls them associates, just because it's just much more of a feel of like a partnership term. Like he would call all his employees, not employers, but associates. And next, they would have this thing called Saturday morning meetings. And what he had to do to make it fun and not like a boring Saturday meeting was he had to make it unpredictable. It had to be a show. They would do crazy things such as singing, calisthenics, cheering, etc. And that's sort of how he encouraged everyone to show up to these Saturday meetings. The company was focused on greeting, smiling, and helping and thanking customers. That's something that no other competitor could beat him in. Next, family. Despite his long hours, he never felt like he was gone much. This is something that one of his daughters said. So what he did was he went out of his way to spend time with his kids. Given his lack of time, he didn't add pressure onto his kids or expect them to be an entrepreneur like him. Next, investing. He literally at an old age enrolled into an IBM schools for retailer. He wanted to learn how to use a computer for his business, and he was really ahead of his time when it comes to implementing computers to a retail stores. And he was very, very good at asking questions to get to the bottom of things. Next thing, he spent a lot of money and time to hone in the accounting systems. Another thing he invested in, he built a massive distribution center which saved him 2.5% over other companies who had to rely on third-party distributors. So other companies would have to rely on, say, UPS, United States Post, to ship out the items. He had his own distributing center, like he was his own postal service. Next, routines. He would spend 3 hours every Saturday going through all their finances. His advice was smaller stores. He didn't feel like a Goliath, and he didn't feel like a bully when it came to setting up Walmarts in small towns, because he knew that as a small store owner, they could beat him. Because what small stores can do is they could offer higher quality materials. They could throw in classes like sewing classes, fitness classes. Like for example, I could throw in classes on how to go ahead and start your own online business, and that would attract people to my business. Or I could do live streams showing off how to use my amazing products from my e-commerce stores. People would show up to the live stream and they'll go ahead and purchase my items. And lastly, you could double down on your niche. When you have a small store, you really want to niche it out, because that's something Walmart can't do. They have to be broad, and that's how you beat Walmart. Next, optimizations. Looking at your stores, you want to ask, if you were customers, how would you like to buy that item? Would it be something that you would want to see it straight away when you go to the store? Is it something that has to be in an aisle? Is that something that should be in the back, in the middle? Where would you want to go when it comes to buying that item? Next, if you were a customer, what related items would you buy with this? Because if you knew what items were similar to this, you could literally put all the similar items next to each other. Just like how Amazon utilizes its upsells and similarly bought items. Like that's exactly what Jeff Bezos did. And another thing which is pretty crazy is Jeff went all around the world to check out all the different stores in every single country and find interesting concepts. He tested literally everything. He tested drugstores, grocery stores, home improvement, and he failed a lot. Lastly, giving back. Aside from all the charities and scholarships and sponsorships that he has done, Sam Walton's biggest value add to society was the billions of dollars that he was able to save all his customers. He's the one that really expanded discounted stores. If it wasn't for him, Kmart wouldn't have their prices so low. Like everyone had to lower their prices to compete with Walmart, and as a result, he gave every single customers a lot of savings. He increased the standard of living for his customers, giving them more better products at a cheaper cost. And as I said previously, he forced all stores to give competitive pricing. And lastly, he was willing to take and spend a small markup of 5% to buy American-made goods. And that's sort of how he gave back to society. He didn't really believe in just sort of giving all these charity organized and just sort of giving money. He believed in providing people value. And value is something that a lot of top CEOs talk about, and only am I starting to understand what they mean. But yeah, that's every single golden nugget that I've gotten from Sam Walton's Made in America book. So you guys have to waste hours reading through the book as I did. But if you guys have time, I highly recommend it. It's an amazing book. Learn a lot. Jeff Bezos enforces all his executives to read this. So there's a reason why. And these are all the golden nuggets that I learned from it. So hopefully you guys were able to get some value in this sort of visual / audio compression of all my top takeaways from reading and learning from Sam Walton. Question of the day: what was your biggest learning from this PowerPoint presentation? As always, these slides completely for free in the description below. I want to give you guys as much value as possible, so I give them away for free. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I spent a lot of time and effort into making these videos, so please do that. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow with more value. Peace.